stands for.
Can't remember. Never mind.
I can't remember getting out of business. Should be. Client relationship management. One of the things that I've discovered as an accountant is that the cost of acquisition of a client is quite high. And but in my practice, it cost me about $1,500 to acquire a new client. So does it not make sense for me to take that $1,500, acquire the new client, but then expand the business that I do with that client 3 or 4-fold? Correct? How do I do that? I get to know my client really well. I get to understand what their businesses are all about, what their problems are, all the things that they possibly have as an issue. I read a book a couple of years ago called Duct Tape Marketing. It was written by a guy named John Jansen. In that, he defined marketing as nothing more than getting people to know, like, and trust you. Okay? They say that 70% of people will seek advice from their accountant, 7% will seek advice from their lawyer, and 2% will seek advice from their banker. And it goes down from there. So I got into coaching simply because I was an accountant. I had a couple of clients that were having some problems, and I wanted them to, seek out some advice from a good business coach. I interviewed about 7 of them. Couldn't find one that impressed me, so I decided to do it myself. And as it turned out, most of the clients did fairly well. The average client that I have in the coaching side, they generate about an 800% return on investment for the money that they spend with me. And one of the things that I spend a lot of time on is CRM, not only for my own practice, but for my clients' practice as well. So the big problem that most people have is that they think that a CRM is nothing more than a contact database. It's not. The contact database is only a portion of it. CRM is a strategy. It's a strategy where you're taking all of the information that you're gleaning from your clients every time you see them, and you're taking those little bits and pieces of information and storing it away for another day. And then you use analytics to go into your database and mine that information and get all those little gold nuggets that you can help your clients out with. I'm going to tell you a little story. One of my clients is like the Cake Boss on TV, the reality TV show. Well, they were in business for 4 years. They'd never really made a dime, but they made beautiful cakes. Absolutely fabulous cakes. The problem was that they didn't get a lot of repeat business. So I asked them one day, I said, well, have you got all the information for these clients? Well, they said, yeah, we got it in the back room. We can get it for you. Okay, bring it out. Or give me a copy of it. Oh, we don't want a copy. We'll just give you the originals. What? On paper? They gave me 6 boxes of moldy paper that they pulled out of their storeroom that had at one point or another been flooded by the kitchen upstairs. So I took these home. I had my 23-year-old daughter spend hours and hours and hours going through these boxes, and we pulled together a list of 4,000 clients. We got all of this information. We put together a little promotional package where we had a gift card made up, a little gift card promotion. So the client, if they brought the gift card into the shop and then they ordered another cake or bought some more product, what they would get is this gift card. Then they'd find out how much the gift card was worth. They were all worth at least 10 bucks. There were a couple that were worth whatever you bought. Okay? So, sent these things out. We got such a phenomenal rate of return that there were, I think there were, of 4,000, we sent out 1,200 cards because we selected them based on a 3-month window prior to the anniversary date of the date that their cake was ordered originally. And then we sent these out. We got 80% of those people came into the shop and redeemed their little gift card. They ended up with $80,000 in additional orders over the next 3 months, all for the cost of $4,000, including the gift cards. Not a bad little deal. And all it took was my daughter spending a couple of days going through these musty boxes. Well, now this client, they record everything about their client. They take every little piece of information they can get, and it goes into a computer database. We mine that database every month, and now every month they send out greeting cards to every client. It works. They say that keeping yourself front of mind with all your clients is most important. The best way to do that is 6 to 10 touches a year. A touch doesn't necessarily mean you have to actually physically touch them. It can mean a phone call, it can mean a greeting card, a newsletter, an email, anything, really. Get in touch with that client 6 to 10 times a year, and you'll always be front of mind with them. That's what CRM is all about. And help people execute their CRM strategies. If anybody's got any questions, try to keep the times moving.
Which CRM system do you use?
I use any kind of system. Right now, I'm just in the process of migrating away from one called Method into the QuickBooks product that they're now integrating with Salesforce.
What does your process look like? You have a preliminary assessment, and do people pay you per hour? How does it work?
I charge. I never charge by the hour. I don't do anything by the hour. Depends on the situation. Frequently, what I do is I ask the client up front to pay me for an evaluation of their business, which most of them do. Some of them don't want to. But what I'll do is I'll guarantee that if they don't get a return on their investment, they get that money back. Then they go on to a 13-week program. It's a rolling 13 weeks, so we get 13 weeks and then a second 13 weeks if I think that they need it. Then I go back a year later, and I come back and get them to sign up for another 13 weeks because I give a free evaluation of the business that way. Now, it's about $1,500 for the evaluation, about $800 a month for the 3 months, $1,200 a month for the next 3 months.
If for those in the group who do not have a database, that is to say, maybe they are transitioning from one career to another,
right?
Or they are in their first year of what they do. For me, it's having any kind of database while you're looking for the database system you're dreaming of is essential. But what would you say in your own opinion?
Excel. You know, if you're starting out, yeah, just have a spreadsheet.
Put it somewhere.
Yeah, just write it down. And one thing that I found with CRM systems is that people tend to depend too much on the computer, and they send out. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I won't use send out cards for that reason, because customers get them. I know that when I receive a send out card, it goes in the shredder. I don't even open the envelope. But when I send out my thank you notes to my clients, and I encourage all of my clients to do the same thing. Whenever I meet with somebody, I send them a thank you note that night. I spend 30 minutes every night writing thank you notes. I handwrite the thank you note. I handwrite the envelope. I put a real stamp on it, and I place it into the mailbox the next day. Customers, when I see those in my clients' offices, it makes me feel good. And the reason that they actually keep them is because they recognize that I've spent the time or taken the time to write this note. And I do a voracious amount of reading. I probably have 400 subscriptions. And so I read things on various subject matters. Some of them affect some clients, others affect other clients. Sometimes I clip, go through a magazine, start clipping articles, put them into with a little note attached to them, put them in an envelope. Again, handwrite the envelope, put a stamp on it, fire it off in the mail. It's another touch.
Item of value.
Oh yeah.
Item of value.
May I ask, can you explain to us maybe your ideal client?
My ideal client is somebody who is either been in business for 3 to 5 years and is starting to reach that plateau that they can't seem to get beyond a certain level, or a person who's just starting out. Somebody who maybe has a little business experience, but not a lot. Somebody who needs the advice and the assistance. Those companies that I get involved with at the outset, they tend to perform doubly well compared to a company that's already been in business for 5 years and is struggling. Keep in mind that when you're starting out, you don't have a lot of cash, so you want to preserve your cash as much as you can. When you're 3 or 5 years in, if you haven't been successful, the likelihood is you're broke as well. Okay, so those are my ideal clients, because what I do is I bring so much value to them that their companies are worth 2 or 3 times what they were at the time I finished them.
Would you be willing to do a presentation next week on Tuesday?
Tuesday nights I hold seminars in my home. Every Tuesday night I have a seminar at my home. I do them in a series of 6, and they're inexpensive. They're intended for small business owners. $39 a seminar. They're based on series. If they buy 6 seminars for the series, they pay for 5, and they get a free ebook on top of that.
Do we have your permission to post a segment of your presentation and Ricky's presentation? We have your permission to post it on our website and our meetup page, so that everybody can watch that.
Yeah.
Just in case you need to see it again. Can you send us a link to it? Are you going to post it on YouTube or?
Yeah, I'll try to post it on YouTube.
Okay, great. I have a couple profiles that I would like you to post it under as well. Like our Bridgemakers profile. So.
Ralph, just a quick question. Are you open to bartering a portion of your service?
I barter a lot of my services now.
Okay. you with a border company or you just do it?
I do it personally.
Because we have 600 clients that could probably use your service. So we should know.
And last question is, if you do generate business from the group, is there a small portion you can put back towards the pot?
Yeah, I like your idea.
Okay.
I'm a member of BNI, by the way, but you know, I've been a member of BNI for 3 years. Honestly,
anything I
they've
said
been good
that
for me.
was inaccurate?
It's relatively accurate. You know, it costs me about $2,000 a year to go to BNI, and honestly, I don't get a huge amount of business out of it. But what I get is a lot of networking opportunities that eventually work out to some business down the road with somebody else who's not involved. Some of my best clients came from BNI.
And then again, you still go to meetups. So I'm saying.
I'm open to anything.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I'm gonna.
Okay, guys, it's 10 o'clock. One more presentation to go. Steve McGrath.
And I actually use technology for mine.
Oh god, that's gonna be.
So I gotta get.
We should take an hour.
What's your timeline, Steve?
Well, I'll be about 15 minutes, but not anymore.